What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1, and you know what? Started like a million miles an hour. Spurs take the lead. Sonny with the deflected shot, but look, that was pretty much the only chance that we had throughout the whole game, and that was a half chance in itself. And I just felt like, look, Arsenal deserved the win today because I just felt like we just failed to break them down. And over the stretch of 2 games, right, in the home game and the away game, that Sonny half chance is pretty much the only thing we've created against them over the course of the 2 games. And we just couldn't break them down for love nor money. And I just don't think most of the Spurs players really turned up today. Apart from Lucas Bergvall, who else turned up today?
Yeah, it's very frustrating, to be honest, because you look this season, it's just a very, very frustrating performance. And I don't know, like, it was 2 poor teams. I thought it was 2 poor teams out there today.
They were the better of the poor teams.
Yeah, they were the better. We really struggled to create, but I think it was 2 poor teams out there. I thought they didn't create too much. I know Rice has said after the game that he thinks they should have scored 10.
That's bullshit.
I didn't see that too many clear-cut chances being created. I actually thought we kept them out quite well at most of the time. I thought first half, when the game was at 0-0, I think they were obviously in control and they were the ones pushing forward. But I thought we did create a few chances. Solanke had a chance, Decky had a chance, which they forced to save out of Raya. And then obviously we took the lead. We went 1-0 up. But obviously Arsenal were always the ones looking more likely to score. But we actually did have a couple of openings in the early exchanges. I wouldn't say we deserved the lead, but obviously we got the lead through Son. And I thought we were defending their corners really well. Most of the time, I thought in open play they didn't create much. Kinski obviously got caught on the ball once, which he got away with because he dived at the ball. But after that, I thought he composed himself and did quite well. And so I thought we were defending quite well up until the goal. And then it should never have been a corner. It should never have been a corner. We know that. It was clearly a goal kick, and we got really unlucky in that moment. And then more unluck, the corner comes in, Dragusin beats Gabriel to the ball. It goes in off Solanke, and it's a really unfortunate own goal. And then we were saying at that point, like just before the goal went in, I think they scored 5 minutes before the break, we were saying, get it to half-time. If we get to half-time, that would be a big milestone. But not only did we not get there, we then obviously conceded a second. And Basuma, horrible mistake in the middle, gets caught on the ball. And then bam, Trossard, far post. I think Kinski's got to save it. I think Kinski should be saving that. It goes over his arm. And that's the one thing we were saying about Kinski, like he hasn't really been tested from a stopping point of view. And we know that we think that's what Vicario's probably strength over Kinski is. Everyone's saying Vicario will struggle
Vicario
to get back
saves
in.
that.
I think Vicario saves that. Yeah, I think he's a better shot stopper. Maybe that's what we've seen, because we've had a couple of moments now with Kinski shot stopping. He nearly fumbled on against Liverpool as well. Look, I think he's been brilliant. I'm not criticising him massively. I just do think he should save that. And I thought by and large he was brilliant from corners. He was punching them.
You've got to give him credit.
And I thought he was that from that point of view. Would Vicario have done that from the corners? So I thought he was brilliant. So. Yes, he got caught on the ball, but I thought he composed himself and actually put a really good in first half performance.
It's a big, but it's cost
going
us
2-1 down.
It
did, and then going 2-1 down. That's exactly where Arsenal want you.
That's the thing though with Kinski. You got to praise his performance, but ultimately his mistake is the one that cost us the game today.
Yeah, that and obviously the referee mistake. 2 mistakes.
But that's the most frustrating thing about it. Because look, I was happy with Kinski's display, but you did see a few flaws there. Obviously getting caught on the ball, and the mistake that he did make for the goal. So look. I just don't think that we can sit here and say it was a good performance today by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't 2 great teams going up against each other, but Arsenal were definitely the better of the 2 today. I think the stats officially read 4 big chances to Arsenal, 1 big chance to Spurs.
Yeah, they created a few more than us. I think the XG is quite similar though. I think it's like 1.08 to 0.83.
But
so
I do think if Arsenal are more clinical, they're going to batter us today.
Potentially, I think if they had a better front line, they would have battered us, but they didn't. And I thought their front line lacked quality. That's my point. I'm saying
we stayed in the game till the end. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any chances. We had in the second half.
I think we hit the outside of the.
That was the last kick of the game.
Yeah, literally.
And it was never going in.
That's all we had.
Yeah, I guess one slight positive. I thought Richarlison had a decent cameo when he came on. I thought he was all right, but obviously, I thought we were just toothless last 20 minutes. Like you're asking us to kind of ask questions of them, very rarely whipping balls in, especially when we have Richarlison and Solanke there. We have to have Porro whipping it to that back post, or Decky whipping it to that back post.
Today.
And they weren't. They were reluctant to do it. On the occasions they did it, obviously Arsenal did gobble it up, but you've got to be kind of spamming it because we know they've got big centre-backs, Gabriel and Saliba, very good in the air, so you've got to test them more. If you just do it once or twice, they'll easily just head it away and it'll be tougher. So,
But they dealt with us easily, didn't they?
yeah,
They completely dealt with us
didn't
easily.
create
We were
much.
numb, absolutely numb today. And when you come to the Emirates, you need to do more than that. You know, we did a lot more than that last season. Last season, you know, we were creating chance after chance, particularly in the first half. And even in the second half, we had a bit. And this year was a far cry from that.
Yeah.
Far cry from that. And look, Arsenal deserve the win, and you've got to hold your hands up because we weren't good enough today to get anything out of the game.
It's hard to disagree. I thought at 2-1, you know, we've got a whole second half to try back in the game. We did make early changes, and we just couldn't do it. We couldn't really create anything. No, Arsenal, we know Arsenal are very good.
But there were a lot of no-shows today in the team. A lot of
Decky,
no-shows.
Solanke, I thought Solanke had a poor game.
I kept saying in the weeks gone by, in last week, you know, I was talking to you about, you know, before we were talking about the predicted lineup the day before, and I was like, Decky probably shouldn't start because he's too tired, and I think he put in a proper lethargic, tired performance today.
Yeah, he did.
So I mean,
and Solanke as well. I thought Solanke did as well.
And I get Kulusevski's been our best player this season, but if you're clearly running on empty, right? So what's the point in playing?
I don't know. That's Ange's decision. I don't know. I don't know.
Rest will do him a lot better.
Yeah, I think he needs a rest. I think him and Solanke are really running themselves into the ground. They did a lot of minutes. Hopefully with Richarlison now available, maybe he can take some of those minutes and we'll start seeing more. I thought he looked a bit sharper. But yeah, look, there were a few no-shows. I thought Sonny, I know he scored his goal, fantastic, but other than that, little to show for it. I thought Sarr and Basuma had poor first halves. Again, the only
Bergval's the only one.
The only Bergval. I thought again, Bergval, Spence, Gray. They're the three, and Kinski even at times, but those three especially.